T3 Media.
Through the media.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Rundown, brought to you by the T3 Media Studios. I am Chris Fagan. I'm going to be your host for the week, and we're going to go through the latest updates of the week, the entertainment news, a couple of reviews that we're going to talk about. I almost forgot where my camera was. I was looking way up there, and I forgot that I put it right there. But we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to talk a little bit about the early reviews that are coming out from Wakanda, some news that's coming out from Secret Invasion that's kind of shaking everything up. And I'm going to talk, I'm going to talk about the latest Disney Plus Star Wars series, Tales from the Jedi. I'm going to give my binge review on that. And joining me today, navigating with me as always, is my lovely wife, Joy Fagan. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing good. Don't mind me, just trying to use my true voice.
Your true voice is you. Yeah, so if you don't know what that's all about, we learned it on TikTok that if you inhale very deeply, and then that noise that comes out of your mouth naturally when you exhale it, don't force it or anything, just that is supposed to be your true voice.
As opposed to my phone voice.
That's your phone
That's not
voice.
my phone voice.
That right there, that's your dominatrix voice. Ain't it? that's the voice that goes, ooh, ooh. But this hold on. This right here is my true voice. So hopefully I'll remember to speak like this. And if you like it, I love it. If you let me know in the comment section, put a thumbs up or a thumb down. Chris, be like, don't do that. or say more I don't know, what are they going to call Black Daddy? I don't know, whatever you want to call me. If you like it, I love it. I'm going to give it to you. But we're going to go through these entertainment news topics of the week. First, we're going to start off with the first topic. Babe, what was the first one again, if you don't mind helping me out with that? As I get my graphics fixed.
First topic is Marvel's, and I'm going to use air quotes, accidental leakage of the
character
that Emilia Clarke will be playing.
Yeah, so guys, if you haven't seen it, if you don't want any spoilers when it comes to Secret Invasions, if you don't want, that's the wrong one. If you don't want any spoilers, guys, from Secret Invasions, let me put that up there. Sorry about that. Then I suggest that you back away right now because we're going to read what Collider has brought to the table. So from Collider, in regards to Secret Invasions, it has been revealed or leaked or accidentally. I'm going to enjoy put that in air quotes. Allegedly accidentally leaked that Emilia Clarke's character was secretly revealed or publicly revealed for Secret Invasions. Yes. And it's a character, and spoiler guys, if you don't want to know, if you don't want to know anything about it, then plug your damn ears. But we're going to read it real quick. So this comes in from Collider. I miss Collider movie talk, not as much as I miss AMC movie talk, but I miss those guys.
I like the games.
I like the games that they play. We're going to try to mimic some of those games, but I quit Recess because I don't play no damn games. You know what I'm saying? But I'm all zoomed in on here. Bear with me, guys. I'm getting my stuff together. This comes in from, let me fix that real quick, from Collider. Marvel just accidentally revealed who Emilia Clarke is playing in Secret Invasions. And I tell you, once again, guys, spoiler times is coming, so be prepared. Ever since the exciting reveal of the trailer from Marvel Studios' highly anticipated thriller Secret Invasions, the superhero studio has been secretive about details of the series. At this point, we're used to Marvel revealing a little as possible about their upcoming projects, but staying mum about one character in particular has fueled massive fan speculation. Ever since she was announced as part of the series, Emilia Clarke, Game of Thrones character, wasn't revealed until today. All we knew was that she was in the series. Now, however, it seems like a tiny piece of a file, more specifically a GIF, might have revealed who Emilia Clarke is playing. I don't remember whether it was. I can't remember when it was the. What was it called? Was it D23 or whatever, or was it Comic-Con? They showed that Secret Invasions was playing now. They showed who was going to be in the show, and we saw that Emilia Clarke was going to be in the show, and I liked what I saw from the trailer. The trailer looked amazing, but if I was to tell you that I knew a lot about Secret Invasions, I'd be lying to you. I'm going in fresh. I don't know I know a lot about a little and little about a lot of things, but I know absolutely nothing about Secret Invasion. So I'm one of the guys going in blind. So even when I was revealed to, who the person was, I was like, okay, I still have to do my research on it. So let me continue on. So right here it says, as we can always count on Marvel fans to keep a close watch on absolutely everything, which is true. Every picture that drops, freeze frame, dripping sweat, as the great John Snipp would say, with sweaty nerds, to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a curious addition in tenure, the GIF aggregator who you use to send funny stuff to your friends may have accidentally revealed the name of Clarke's character. Recently, an official account for Marvel Secret Invasion was created on the site. This is fairly common since the idea is to upload GIFs which represents moments fans are likely to want to reproduce on social media. One of those GIFs is Clarke, and it has been labeled "It's the Beginning, Abigail Brand." It features the actor saying that very sentence, minus her name. One thing that underscores the very real possibility that Clarke is indeed playing Abigail Brand is the other character that we're already familiar with. I'm not familiar with her. We're also inserted in the tenure database as other gifts from crucial moments. Now, okay, so Abigail Brand, when I did my little research on it, is a character who is, I guess, a leader like in S.W.O.R.D., like the counterpart of S.H.I.E.L.D. She's a well-known Marvel character. And guys, if you know more about Abigail Brand than if you know anything about her, let me know. Put it in the comment section because I know absolutely nothing about this character. I've never read any of the Secret Invasions comics, but is she the equivalent of what several characters?
I thought it said in a little further down.
Let's keep going. There's Emilia Clarke right there. In the canon Marvel comic book story, Abigail Brand is the commander. I guess I should have just kept fucking reading, and we could have learned together. Let's learn together. Secret Invasions. Emilia Clarke shares excitement to join the MCU. In the canon Marvel's comic book story, Abigail Brand is the commander of S.W.O.R.D., the intelligence agency that is the counterpart of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that was already introduced in the Marvel Cinematic Universe in WandaVision. The agency has the important task of protecting Earth against terrestrial threats. Secret Invasions is one of the most popular Marvel arcs ever, and it seems that shape-shifting Skrulls wreaking havoc among superheroes. If the series mirrors the comics, Abigail can be a spy whose half-alien nature might help Fury uncover the Skrulls' threat along with Talos. Which confuses me a little bit because I know that the Skrulls in the comic books are enemies. They're mostly threats. But in the Captain Marvel series, they became
like an anti-hero.
They
did some bad stuff, but then they seemed to reform.
Well, or they did some bad stuff, but you kind of understood
why
they were doing it. They were labeled like terrorists or something like that, but it really turned out that the people that Captain Marvel was kidnapped by, they were the real bad guys. Right. And they were just like refugees and people that was just trying to survive. So they can't. So I'm assuming that we're going to get a group of Skrulls. Maybe there's different factions of the Skrulls. Like how, like for example, when I used to work overseas for the military, I was in Iraq. And everybody, mostly in America, because that's what the media would feed to you, that everybody from that was like threat here, threat there. But when you go to the actual country, you would learn that they were just regular people, just like you and me. There was farmers, people that just wanted to go to work, people that just want to raise their children. And yeah, there was people knuckleheads out there doing terror and stuff like that, making everybody else look bad. So maybe it's going to be something like that.
She's half alien?
Yeah, it says that she's going to be half alien. Like, look, and now if that's what it's going to be, then maybe she's going to be a Skrull. I don't know. Like we did see at the end of, what was it? Was it the end of WandaVision? Where a Skrull, no, what was that episode, that TV series where a Skrull came and pulled one of the characters, or was it Hawkeye? I can't remember what it was. Where it pulled somebody to the side and they were a Skrull. So it's already being introduced that Skrull.
She's half Skrull. Okay. That's her half alien, half Skrull.
But well, there you go, guys. So let me just move on further than that.
Mixon says she's in X-Men series, so I don't Hey, that could be
Which X-Men series? What are we
X-Men
talking?
Series 3.
Are
You
we
know, I
talking
don't
about
watch that.
movies,
I
or are we
don't-
talking about? We'll go to the comments after at the end of the show, guys. Secret Invasions is gearing up to be one of Marvel's best series, and is certainly one of the most anticipated. With the trailer suggesting a paranoia-filled environment that might be recruiting a phase 5. The series will also feature a batch of familiar faces, including Don Cheadle as James Rhodes, War Machine, and Martin Freeman as Eric K. Ross. Other cast members will include Olivia Colman, Christopher McDonald, Carmen Ejogo, Kingsley Ben Adir, and Killian Scott. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looked pretty good. But let me know what you guys think about Secret Invasions. Are you looking forward to it? Are you excited about? Do you know anything? I know if you know anything. Like I say, if you know anything about this character that Emilia is playing, you know more than me. What I'm curious about is how she's going to be received. Now, people loved her as Khaleesi in Game of Thrones, but almost every project that she's done beyond Game of Thrones has not been well. She was in a Terminator movie. Because she played Sarah Connor, a variant. We don't speak in Marvel terms of Sarah Connor, like a reboot of that character. It just hadn't worked out really well.
I would think they would like it. I mean, I know that they were wanting, the fans were wanting her to possibly replace Mira. Not that was ever going to happen, but fans in the comment sections were like, "Oh, Emilia Clarke should be Mira and Aquaman." Instead of
yeah, exactly. Now
So
that was a fan casting that people were down for, but instead they got Emilia Clarke in Marvel. Now if that ever happens, it wouldn't happen now.
I'm just saying she seemed to have a lot of backing for that. I don't see why she wouldn't have it for this kind of a superhero thing.
We're gonna probably have to dive deep into that one. Why? Here, that's the question. That's the question I'm gonna propose to you guys that are watching live. If you want to put it in the comments, let's talk about it a little bit later. Would Emilia Clarke be more accepted as Mira in the DCU, or as this character that she's about to play in the MCU, or would it be even, Steven? That people just want to see more Emilia Clarke in these types of things? I'm thinking that she would probably, because it's a fantasy casting thing, but probably because of the fact that what's her name, Amber Heard they just want to get rid of her so bad, and they think that Emilia Clarke, her facial features fits that character more. So maybe that's why. What would you rather see Emilia Clarke play? Mira, or this in Secret, or both, or do both? Because it's going to be hard to do both, but it's not impossible.
I mean, I'd rather see her do this just because Marvel tends to have a better history with things being more successful.
Until James Gunn takes over and sends Kevin Feige sweating in them. No, it's all good. I want all of them to succeed. I'm excited for it all. But if that was one of the first things that James Gunn did, was fantasy cast and say, "Hey, Emilia, you want to come over and play both? You can play that character over there when you're not doing that. You can come over here and play Mira, because I'm gonna fire Amber Heard on November 2nd. James Gunn takes over in DCEU with Peter Safran on November 1st. I'm hoping by November 2nd, Amber Heard is gonna be fired, but we'll see. Let us know in the box below what you guys think about Emilia Clarke, and we'll talk about it maybe on another episode of. Did the TV just go out? Yeah, maybe on a We Got Your Mail. Let's move on. What's the next topic of the week?
Next topic is
reviews, right?
Yes, you are going to talk about the Jedi, Disney Plus's Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi. So, guys, I'm going to do what we do on this show. I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to do a review of a series, because sometimes it's hard for me to do a whole series, but luckily for me, Tales of the Jedi, something that I forgot that was coming up, dropped the other day, and it was like 5 or 6 episodes, and they were each like 15 minutes long, and I didn't know what to expect, so I quickly watched the trailer before I watched it, and it seems like it was based on the prequels, during the time of the prequels, the Clone Wars and stuff like that. Oh wow, Roku's popping back on again. Let me. It seems like this is all the things that were happening during that time that we didn't see. Why is Count Dooku such a dick? What did Ahsoka do after when she first became? So it starts off when like episode 1. It shows how Ahsoka was found out by her people to be a Jedi. It was a beautiful story on when she was a baby and they discovered that she had Jedi powers. Ahsoka is my favorite Jedi. She's my all-time favorite character, and I'm looking forward to the Ahsoka movie that's going to be played by Ahsoka series that's going to be played by Rosario Dawson. So going into the history of Ahsoka and learning about her, how she became a part of the Jedi Order, and then in the beginning of her training with, or more into her training with Anakin Skywalker and things like that. It was great to fill in those gaps. It was also good to learn a little bit about Count Dooku, who we were introduced to in the Clone Wars movie, and it turns out he was the master of Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson, which we all, us Star Wars geeks, knew because that's what they said it was. But then we saw the young Qui-Gon Jinn getting trained. We saw Count Dooku being like going over the edge, like he balanced and he struggled with himself to. He was one of those guys who thought that the Jedi Order and the way that we were doing things in the Senate and all that stuff, it wasn't really working for the people. Why he chooses the total opposite, joining the dark side, would make sense to in opposition. That doesn't make sense to me, but we learn a little bit about the things that pushed him over the edge. I won't go into too many spoilers about it, but one thing I did think when watching this series was, as I fixed the TV behind me, this should have been what the Phantom Menace was about. We should have got a full Count Dooku, because we all know that Count Dooku, and it's not a Count Dooku story, it's a Skywalker story. But to see Count Dooku turn to the dark side, and you would probably assume he was the one really pulling all the strings, and then learning who Darth Sidious and all that stuff was. I feel like everything that we saw in this should have been all that we saw with Count Dooku in this, with his fight with the other Yoda-like character Yaddle and stuff like that. And I'll go into that a little bit later. But everything that we saw in this should have been in that movie, is my opinion. It should have been at least the first act or the first act and a half of the Phantom Menace, and then the rest that we actually got should have been the second act and to the third act of that movie, and then leading into everything that we saw in Attack of the Clones, and then the Rise of the Sith. That was the only thing I kept thinking when I was watching this. This should have been in there. Obviously, it probably wasn't written. Maybe George Lucas did have it in his mind. He always claims that he has it all up in his head. He was probably lying. But it would have, to me, made it a way better movie. It made going back and thinking about what we saw in those movies and learning a little bit more about that character, or you seeing a younger version, it made it 10 times better. And I was like, this should have been the movie. It played perfectly. And then it should have led into Qui-Gon Jinn becoming a master of his own, getting Obi-Wan Kenobi as his Padawan, and them finding Anakin Skywalker. And then that should have been the second half of the act of the movie throughout to the third act. Cut out that, I know the pod race scene was awesome, but it was not necessary. Cut it out. We could have seen Darth, what was his name? I forgot his Darth name, but we could have seen Count Dooku in this epic fight with another Yoda-like character. Yaddle, the female Yoda, Yaddle, was in this, and we finally learned a little bit more about her character, and saw her in action. And everybody that I've seen on the internet agrees that her scene was the best, and I agree. Her fight scene was awesome. We still didn't learn anything about the Yoda character, like what planet are they from, whether they're people called and stuff like that. They're still keeping that shit a secret, which is weird, but it was still fine. But overall, learning a little bit more about the Ahsoka character, her history, the Count Dooku character. This was a perfect little quick binge. I recommend it. I'm probably gonna watch it all again. It was 2 hours out of my day. It was like 5 episodes, 15 minutes long each, about an hour and a half out of my day. What was it? 2:00 in the morning. I didn't go to bed. I was watching it while I was keeping you up at night. My bad. But it was good. And I definitely recommend, if you want to peel back the onion and learn a little bit more about the Count Dooku character, a little bit more about my favorite character, Ahsoka, this was a great story. So I highly recommend it. So let me know what you guys thought about the Tales of the Jedi. Let's talk a little bit more about it. I'm gonna watch it again. Maybe this is my official review on it. I totally recommend it. Everything that I saw was, to me, perfect delivery. And the only thing I'm upset about is the fact that should have been a movie. That should have been in the prequels. It would have made the prequels 10 times better. Let me know what you think about my assessment of that, and maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later on in your comment section. So put it in the box below. Let me know what you guys think, and let's move on to the last topic of the week, which is what again, babe?
Wakanda Forever. There have been, it's the chosen
few
have gotten to see.
They went to a premiere.
Early viewing.
Yeah,
yes.
They went to a lot of people went to the premiere. A lot of TikTokers, a lot of people. Friend of the channel, Amanda just vibing. She said she got invited at the last second.
I'll take it.
And she took it. She went. And she went. The movie doesn't come out for like 3 weeks, but when movies like that premiere early, it's a good thing. I know it's a scary thing for everybody else, because it's like, damn it, that increases the risks of any spoilers, and I do not want to be spoiled on this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read some of the reviews that came out, and I thought about going to Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna actually go to Twitter, where people get raw. Now, this is a risk because there's a big chance of spoilers here, but I kind of want to see what people have put. So I put into the hashtag or the search engine, the search bar, the words Wakanda Forever review. So this is what pops up. So starting off, first, this is from Pop Base. Wakanda Forever is receiving outstanding reviews from critics, calling it beautiful, powerful, emotional, and Marvel's magnum opus. Let's see if there's a picture of. There's some other reviews right there too. Kevin McCarthy, Wakanda Forever is a beautiful, characteristic tribute to the legacy of Chadwick Boseman. Reminds us of how monumental impact, and that he's truly still here with us. Great performance from Garia, Bassett, Wright, and Thorne. Herrera was incredible. Loved Rihanna's song and Ludwig's score. Baby, you mind reading me the next one?
Wakanda Forever honors Chadwick and T'Challa. It's emotional, powerful, and beautiful. Tanakh is brilliant, immediately grabbing your attention. Welcome to the MCU, Namor. ReRe is fun with Peter Parker-like energy. Action, Phase 4 tie-ins, and some surprises. Loved it.
Let's see. Watching as intended. Wakanda Forever review, Marvel's magnum opus. Ryan Coogler does it again, delivering a very emotional, epic, and sexy, horny adventure. What the hell is what? What kind of review is that? Is that the type of reviews I need to give to get verified on Rotten Tomatoes?
Horny reviews.
Oh man, that big Black Panther was so sexy, horny. Oh, it was emotional. It was epic. You gotta be out of breath to say all that, and then wow, this dude had an orgasm after that credit started rolling. This isn't just another superhero movie. It's one of the best films ever. Great action too. A fitting ending, setting up what's next for Black Panther. And Lando It says Wakanda Forever is outstanding. That's my favorite word. It handles loss, grief, and revenge with a maturity and seriousness rarely seen in the MCU. Black Panther continues to be their crown jewel. Letitia Wright, Angela Bassett, and Tana Coretta all bring some of the best acting I've ever seen all year. I'm hoping that we get get invited to a screening of Black Panther. If I get that, I'm going to try to get as many seats as I can. I want us to go, Tabitha, as many as our friends. I want everybody to go. I don't care who comes with us. I want it to be a party, as many seats as I can get, because I want to see this. I do want to see it early because I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want to be spoiled accidentally. I don't want to find out that Superman shows up at the end, at the end of the movie, like we found out with Black Adam. Spoiler. Sorry, guys. Did I just spoil that for you? My bad. Yeah, now you know how I feel. Let's see. Who is this guy?
No, that doesn't
Okay,
seem to be.
That
Seems to be unrelated.
It's unrelated?
Talking about,
That's something. Oh, I'll see what that is. Let me go back. My bad. Who is this guy? Ty. Literally every review of Wakanda Forever has been positive. The entire cast, soundtrack, everything is being universally praised. Let's see. That was just their comment section. Let's see. Anything else? Oh, Kamala Harris. Okay, she loved it, I guess. What do we got here? We got Charles Witch from America. Wakanda Forever is bigger in scope and scale than Black Panther, but its story is also one of Marvel's most intimate and heartfelt. It's definitely a comic book movie, but it's one that centers grief and grieving process rather than super heroics and spectacle. And then he says he's going to come out with a full review soon. So in dealing with the passing or them losing Chadwick Boseman, and I guess we're going to have that talked about, and it's going to be a main thing in the movie itself. I'm still on they should have recast kick. How do you feel about it now? Do you think moving on is the better thing, or do you think?
I definitely think they should have recast. I don't think that would have been a bad thing.
Right.
However, I didn't have any doubts really that Marvel and Ryan Coogler were going to do something that was going to be spectacular regardless. Mm-hmm. They were going to make it happen anyways, so.
Yeah. I agree. I'm still one of those guys that's like, I feel like they should have recast, and something that another YouTuber named Eamon Reviews said that the trailer made him feel like because we already had our grieving moments for Chadwick 2 years ago. And now it's like it's almost like they're forcing us to do it again 2 years later. I didn't see, and I saw that he went to the premiere. So I don't know if he changed it. I saw that people were even talking about, because he's one of the E-Man Reviews. If you don't know his YouTube channel, go check it out. E-Man Reviews. He's the guy who is the real godfather of the recast T'Challa movement. And I'm curious on how. I saw that he gave an emotional review, and I want to go back and I'm going to go check it out. So I'm looking forward to that. But these early reviews, like I said, from what I can tell, it's mostly positive. And I suppose there's one more I kind of see on screen. I kind of want to read. What does this say?
They're talking about ReRe.
Rihanna? Oh, okay. So that's nothing. Okay, never mind. Okay. Any other reviews that I can find? Let's see. Wakanda Forever review. Marvel. That's the one we already read. Okay. So yeah, that's mostly the reviews, and we're running out of time anyway. So before we check out of here, guys. I'm gonna go into the comment section real quick and see what you guys are talking about. The screen's gonna be small. That's my bad. Let me Let me see if I can. I'm going to try to make it as big as possible. I know Joy is tired of me saying, of me lying about that. So let's see what you guys are saying in the comment section as well. Like I said, my bad, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that it's so teeny tiny, but I'll go back and read it. Most from our online navigator, Nixon. Going back to, it was D23 when they finally showed us the trailer for Secret Invasions. Okay, so it was D23. Abigail Brand appears in X-Men Series 3. I've read she's part Skrull. Okay. She appears in the comics. Nixon also continues to say Terminator flopped for Emilia. Yeah, it did. It did. It flopped so hard. I liked it. I liked her as Sarah Connor, but it flopped so bad. But she fared well in the Star Wars universe. Emilia Clarke was in the Star Wars universe? As what? Was she in? She was in the prequel series. Yeah, wasn't she? In the yeah, I think so. The petition for her to be a mayor as well. Considering the fans legitimately petitioned for her to be cast as Mirror, I think she would have been great in the DC universe, but Marvel is better for her career. Maybe. I mean, was DC not good for Jason Momoa's career? Was DC not good for what was it? Wonder Woman? What's her name? Gal Gadot's career. Gal Gadot's been in a lot of movies, and in every movie that she's been in, they were like, she can't act. But when she was given a director that could hone her talents, like with the way they did with Wonder Woman, DC was the spot, the franchise that made her a more respected actress.
I was about to say what Nixon just said. Emilia Clarke was in Solo.
Oh yeah. And it pisses me off that it ended in a way that it could have spun off into something amazing. Because when they showed, spoiler alert, when they showed Darth Maul at the end of Solo, because of who Emilia Clarke, I was like, ooh, this, because I want to see Darth Maul in live action again. And
I agree with Kevin Davis. I think Black Panther is going to way exceed the money expectations that they've put down for it. It's gonna way go over that.
One of the most popular videos that I've ever done on this channel, in the early years of T3 Music, back when it was still talking through the movies, and it still is. But one of the things I did a video where I said how I was excited about this being Black Panther, about the upcoming Black Panther movie, because it's going to be a mostly all black cast, black director, and this is going to be the highest budget that in Hollywood history that they've ever given to mostly an all black cast, black director, black cast, and all that. So it was the highest budget of all time. It was one of my most popular videos, talking points, and I was super excited about that. And we've come a long way since then. But Black Panther was like one of the first most all black cast and black directed Hollywood projects with the budget over $200 million.
I'm wondering if finally. I saw someone in the Twitter comments, saying that ReRe is possibly getting Oscar nods for her music, for the score, for her music. But I'm like,
Rihanna gets an Oscar.
But I'm like, will this be the time that finally because I'm hearing that this movie is much more serious, not the humor, not quite the just nonstop action. It has an actual very serious plot. Will this one be the time that our like Angela Bassett's get their Oscar nod for something?
I mean,
this?
from that speech
that
she gave,
fabulous anyway.
Yeah, from that speech that she gave in the trailer about Lost and stuff. Maybe if there's any just by seeing the trailer alone, by speculation alone, I would assume that Angela Bassett has a lot of weight to carry, because out of everybody in the family, like in the movies now, her character of her husband was killed. Now her son is gone, and she's the queen. She's the one in charge now. And I feel like she's got a lot of. I would love it if her character steps forward as more. If we see more from Angela Bassett, because Angela Bassett is overdue for that Oscar. I mean, she's been on my list ever since. for an Oscar ever since How Stella Got Her Groove Back, but that was for a different reason, if you know what I'm saying. Did you see that dress that she wore at the premiere? Everybody's talking about the dress that she wore. Maybe you shouldn't take it. Maybe I probably shouldn't even let you watch it because then you're going to be like, why the hell are you looking at that dress so hard, Chris? Because, yeah. Rounding out the comments before we go, rumors have been swirling around that Kiara is supposed to have a series to Kiara?
Emilia Clarke's character in Solo.
Okay. Oscar buzz about Wakanda Forever is all about Twitter. Yeah. Okay, ReRe did 2 songs. Oh, Rihanna did 2 songs. Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to hear that soundtrack and see what that's going to be all about. Guys, let us know what you guys think. Are you looking forward to Wakanda Forever? Are you looking forward to, if you watched the Tales of the Jedi, let me know what you guys think about the character that Emilia Clarke is going to be playing in Secret Wars. That's the show, guys. Thanks for joining us on a Thursday. Next week we'll have a full cast here again on the half round table. It's going to be me, Joy, and Tabitha. Will be returning back. I think tomorrow I want to do a more of a Halloween themed show. Well, we maybe can run down some of our favorite scary movies and stuff like that. And guys, if you have a rundown that you want us to do, if you want like some Halloween topics, send it to us at T3 Media's either on social media, in the comments right here. Send us your top 10 scary movies. I want to know what your scariest movies are, and we'll talk about it right here on the show tomorrow. So I'll talk about my favorite movies, and I'll do that with my lovely wife, Joy. Baby, if you think you can get a list of, do you have a top 10 or top 5? I don't know, knowing you, a top 2 at least, because I know you don't like horror, of your favorite scary movies.
I mean, I don't like horror, but there are some older stuff that I enjoyed watching.
Yeah.
That I can.
The Wizard of Oz. Scared the shit out of you. Are you a good witch or a bad witch? I'm not a witch at all.
I don't even have my costume ready.
Oh, I know.
I'm not done making it.
Oh, okay. Well, then, you got a bunch of nurse outfits. Then just, you know what I'm saying? Do that. Do that. You know what I'm talking about. At least do that for me. Did you know about that? Did you see that TikTok video where they told that clip from The Wizard of Oz? Are you a good witch or a bad witch? And she's like, I'm not a witch at all. And, well, how do you know what a good witch or a bad? What's the difference between a good witch and a bad witch? And then she goes, well, I'm a witch, but I'm a good witch. And the difference between a good witch and a bad witch is that bad witches are ugly. And then they go back to Dorothy. Well, why the hell did you ask me if I was a good witch or a bad witch? What you trying to say? Like, you over here asking me if I'm good or bad, bitch? If bad witches are ugly, why you asking? But you I was like, yeah, Dorothy should have. Yeah, that should have been a fight, but that's the story for another time. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow. Guys, like I said, let us know what you guys think. Send me your top horror movies, and we'll talk about it. We're going to do a rundown of all these horror movies tomorrow, on top of all the entertainment news that might drop between now and then. We'll close out the week, and then next week we'll be back with me, Joy, and hopefully Tabitha. Thanks to our navigator in the comment section. Thanks, Nixon, again. For keeping us on track and fact checking for us. If you want to follow me, you can go to Chris W. Fagan on social medias, or just at T3 Medias. I'm in control of both of them, those accounts, or email me, mail@t3medias.com if you want to send me topics. Baby, if they want to find you online, where can they do that?
My TikTok is Just Joy, and have an Etsy store that is Scrub Caps by Joy. And my Instagram is Scrub Hats and More by Joy. Yeah,
so if you're in the medical field and you want a medical scrub caps made, yeah, this is the person to ask. And guys, if you want to learn how to get that hardy, sexy beard that my wife hates, I'll grow it. Now I'm going to start growing every winter. Thick. Hit me up and we'll talk about it. But guys, that's the show. Appreciate you guys for joining us on another episode of The Rundown. We'll be back again tomorrow. Are you liking what we're doing with the set? We're doing a little new things. We got the lighting. I think I got the lighting almost the way I like it. That blue and that red, that shit looks good. I don't know what I was thinking with this orange though. That shit looks terrible. But let me know. I know